Hey everybody, sending out some invites. We get going here in a minute. Come on in and get ready. You got any questions? Pop them in. Tommy's in and out. Tommy, you're welcome to come back in, brother. Hang out. Hey, there he is. And he's out. That's our dear friend Tommy. Love you, Tommy. Go find my headphones. Be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. What's up, everybody? Ezekiel No Men. Welcome, everyone. Brian. What's happening, everybody? Oh, how's everybody doing? We're just getting settled in another very long day. Kiara, SOS. You need some help? What's going on? Oh, Brian, all is well. See if anybody's going to come in tonight. If not, no big deal. I'll go to bed, you guys. Do this every night. Another very long day, though. We don't get much sleep here lately. Daniel, what's going on? Welcome. But I can't complain. Could be worse, huh? I sure can't complain. These other guys, they come in here and they're up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning going to their work all day and sometimes 10, 12, 16 hour a day jobs and then coming in here and fellowshipping with us. And so I think I'll be all right. But please help. You keep saying that, but you gotta get specific. Help with what? What help are you looking for? Yeah, tell us what help you're looking for. How about everybody else? Everybody else have a great Friday. Good day, great day. Anybody have a life? Hey, what's your deal, man? You already got fed. My cat's over there just screaming. I mean, what would that do? Or what would that do? And tell them what? What would you like them to tell 911? I'm sure they're going to ask. Javi, what happened? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Or you don't know? I don't know either. Hello, Mono. Welcome, everybody. So you guys just feel like jumping in any time? Go ahead. What do you guys think? How do you know if somebody loves you, you guys? How do you guys know that? Well, Mono, just like it says in the title, it's fellowship. Nothing more, nothing less. If you got something you want to talk about, bring it here. We are just chatting. Waiting to see if anybody's going to come in to the Discord and chat with us. And if not, we'll just hang out here for a little bit and we'll call it a night. No big deal. Yeah, I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you about the emergency. I will say, if you do have an actual emergency, I would suggest not uh, contacting a YouTube channel, but maybe contacting the authorities. Obviously, the girl that I like has a boyfriend and does sex with him. Is that a problem for you, Javi? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe Mono can help you out. It's weird, and Javi doesn't like it. And Mono doesn't understand. Nobody understands, Yara. What is it you want us to do? But we still here. Yeah, well, I'm still here too. I want to see how this all plays out. You guys, to be honest with you, I'm here to see how this plays out as well. I hope everybody's having an amazing evening. My bro, yeah, I don't know. Just you know, tell us what's going on. Maybe tell the guy to forgive his mom and he leaves her. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what you're saying, but yeah, forgive your mom. I agree with that. Absolutely. Go and forgive. So, what's going on, Kiara? Let's get down to the brass tacks of it. Tell us what's going on with you. Nice, Mono. Thank you. Amazing. Appreciate you. Very kind. I still want to figure out what's going on with Kiara here. Ace, welcome. Well, Kiara, you are in luck because Ace is one of the most helpful people I have ever met before in my life. And if Ace can't help you, I don't think there's help out there. Ace, Kiara needs help. Can you help, my friend? Oh, I'm amazing. Brother, I'm amazing. Interesting. Hmm. You called him? Nice. Good job. Well, hopefully they can help you. I hope they can help you. Yeah, Ace. I don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out with Kiara. All right. Bye. Adios. Sayonara. Arrivederci. Hasta la vista. Ciao. Aloha. You got any more that I'm missing? All right. Well, this is epic. You know what, Ace? I don't know what happened either, man. I have no idea what happened. What do you think? Is it just us tonight, Ace? We just gonna hang out here for a minute? If so, I'm going to bed. I mean, not now. We're gonna hang out first, but we'll call it an early night. Good news, putting applications out for a part-time job. Do I have news? Oh, I got big news. I got big news. I got nothing. No, I just came in to find out how people know if somebody loves them. Because I'm not sure. I'm hoping someone can tell me. Nothing good? Oh, well, no, everything good. As in all is well. I mean, no man is good, but all is well. Nothing's wrong here, Ace, except for just, tired because we fellowship all night and then I get up at, you know, this morning not quite as early. This morning I think I slept till about 8. I think we got off. I mean, it was definitely after 4 by the time I got done and settled down and so the wife got up about, I don't know, 7 I think, and started doing stuff, and finally I was like, all right, I had to get up and start doing things as well, getting everything ready. Hopefully tomorrow we have a rain-free day, but who knows? Guess we'll see for the farmers market. See what it says here. Let's see what it says. Tomorrow should be a good day for Anthony and Taylor. They should be watching out. Also known as Smokey and Keef. Let's see. Say for tomorrow, nice. It says later in the afternoon showers. Partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. All right. Good deal. Looks like the. Oh, yeah. Okay. No worries. Take your time, man. You come in, you can tell us all about what you got going on. It's amazing. That's what I got going on, is what you got going on. That's it. Nothing else. Sipping some coffee and being at peace, my friend.
How's it going?
Hey, what up, buddy?
Just chilling here.
Just chilling.
Just chilling. I'm just chilling.
So part-time applications, you say, huh?
Yeah, either part or full, depending on what time I can manage. I'm hoping to do a 5 to um a 10 or a 5 to 1 p.m. if possible.
And is that because you're doing something during the day?
Yeah. Well,
Ah,
like I said, everyone else is working, so I have to go there, work in the early morning, be able to come back to cook dinner for them, make sure everything's organized, make sure everything's done in the afternoon. They get here, and later on, I have to manage the accounts. After all that in the afternoon, I gotta come back and work on this like I'm doing now. Work on the YouTube, work on the accounts, make sure everything's running right.
when you say they, how many people are they?
It varies. I mean, we're talking around, I won't give specifics, but we're talking under 5, but it can go up to 8 depending on the day. Because, like I said, I deal with multiple people here, and some of them they usually keep to themselves, but if there's an issue, then we usually take care of it. So
What the hell does that even mean, Ace? Dude? What does
labor
that
work
mean,
stuff like
man?
that.
When there's an
We
issue,
got
we take care of it. What does that mean?
they have cousins and family that don't want to do the labor work out here, so we usually do it. Digging, fixing pipelines if there's a busted pipeline, stuff like that.
How often do you have a busted pipeline?
Last time we had one was a year and a half ago, but they, like I said, they usually keep to themselves.
And this
Anything that
pipeline
is an issue.
is just for your house you're talking about?
No, this is we have a pipeline that
Oil?
manages four. We have a pipeline that manages four different houses, and sometimes the state
Okay,
won't come out and
gotcha.
fix it.
I understand now.
Yeah,
I understand.
so
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Now you're
we
painting a little bit of a picture. So when you say you come home, so you come home and you cook dinner for a random amount of people, or do you cook dinner for a specific amount of people every night?
mainly specifically, but sometimes it can vary depending on how they want to distribute it, depending on, like I said, it's the situations. But usually, the 99% of the time, it's specific.
Okay, well, 99% of the time is a lot different than, you know, every day it being different. If it's once in a
Yeah.
while, then that's something different. But even still, I don't understand how you could know if someone's going to show up and have dinner ready for people you don't know they're going to be there, or you cook a whole bunch of food that's unnecessary. It doesn't sound
Yeah,
like something you would
we
do.
no, no. Yeah, I I'm just
And so, do you
working out
work
here.
on the property, or do you guys work off the property?
We work on the property every once in a
Okay.
while, but the issues that I
Well,
have is that
yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about like daily. You said you go and you work, or you know, they're going and working,
oh
and
well,
you work with them in the morning. Is that on the property, or is that somewhere else that you guys go and work?
w- so we're just right next door. I mean, we're not driving anywhere to tell you this.
Right. Well,
We're all in
that's what I'm
one
saying.
strip.
So are you staying on the property then? Is your business or your job or whatever they're doing, whatever work is being done, is that also on
Oh,
the property? It's all part of
you
the
mean
property?
the applications, the job
No,
applications?
no. I'm talking about what fills your daytime. The thing that you said that you're not going to that you want to work in the afternoon, right? And you said during the
Oh
day,
no, it's family. It's family related. It's not
family goes
anything to do.
family goes to work. Do they work on the property or do they go elsewhere and work off the property?
They work off. They go off and they work on their jobs. But they do in afternoons
Their
come back
jobs,
and
right?
work one.
Gotcha. So they
Yeah.
don't work. So you don't go to their jobs with them there.
No. Like
Okay.
all of us are separated. We're
And
separated by.
what you do when you get up in the morning, well, just run us through the day. I mean, you don't have to get specific at all, but I mean, you can just give basically what you do. You get up in the morning, and how do you start your day?
Right now, saying I'm currently unemployed, which is unfortunate. It's
Well, that's
like
okay.
I
It
tell
doesn't
people
sound
now.
like it. It sounds like you're working for your family, and that's not unemployment. That's who's going to cook dinner if you're not there. But okay, but that's okay. So you get up in the morning and
Yeah, pretty much um, house cleaning, cooking, yard
gotcha.
labor, anything. Yeah,
Okay.
and anything in that realm.
Copy that.
And I
I mean,
wish
that
I
makes
was.
perfect sense. That's what young, when you were a kid before, and now you're adult, right? So you're coming into adulthood, but before you move out and you start your own, your own thing, then that's what you do. You take care of the house, like exactly what's going on. So what you're saying now is very normal. Okay, I get it. I understand now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not doing anything crazy. All this
Okay.
is the reason why it sounds crazy is because I'm trying to make it to where it's not obvious about certain individuals and people around here. I'm
What's up,
trying to keep
Sojo?
privacy. That's why
Yeah, of
that's why
course.
it
And
comes
that's
to
why I'm trying to be very vague about it. I'm not trying to get into super detail. I'm just trying to understand your day-to-day situation.
yeah, it's
And so what would
very.
happen if you get a job during the day? Are you worried about that affecting them? Is that why you're only wanting to work at night?
You mean early morning shifts?
I'm talking about all day. What is it that you said you're putting in evening shifts? What is it that you're
Oh
that
no, I'm putting
is
in. I'm sorry. Here you go.
Did you say afternoon? You were talking about 5 in the
Well,
afternoon?
I I start in 5. I'm planning on starting at 5 or 6 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon, 1 to 2.
Oh, so the morning shift. Okay, gotcha.
Yes, morning shifts.
Or
That way,
is it both? So when you talked to me about when you were saying at first you were talking about these times, it wasn't afternoon you were meaning, it was morning you were meaning.
yes, morning shifts.
Okay, gotcha. And so the part time for that is still the is the part time because of the job that you're looking for? Is the part time because you don't want to be gone from home for that long, where
Well,
you can come back and still help out? Or is that just the job
it's
that they're
because
offering is just part time? Is that all they have, or what's going on?
the reason why I'm saying part-time is just for the fact I can come back and maintain what needs to be maintained here. That's the whole purpose. Is just for that right there, like you're saying. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
get there, work, come back, maintain.
And do you maintain all the houses or just your property, or you maintain all the property?
Mainly the one, just mainly the one. But if there is anything, they call me and I take care of it.
I
That's
got you.
what the deal is. But for the past couple months, they've been keeping everything away. And when they say, "You haven't been doing enough labor work outside, we've been doing it all. How am I supposed to do something you don't tell me about?"
Is that how they talk to you? You don't do enough labor work? Is that literally what they say?
They've been working on some projects lately, and I haven't been able to help out because I was cooking, cleaning, stuff like that, getting everything cleaned up. And they would come up and be like, "You haven't been working outside, we've been doing it all." And I tell them, like, "I don't know you're doing it because you never tell me.
Hmm.
How am I supposed to do something if you're not going to tell me the situation?"
Is it not obvious what they're doing?
What is that?
I don't know. I mean, that's why I'm asking. I mean, are they out with tractors and tools and they're in the front of the house doing a bunch of work and it's very obvious and that's why they're saying that? Or what's the deal? What is it they're talking about?
Sometimes they'll go fix the road because the road has to be re-graveled because of the rain, or sometimes they'll be working on lines for the building or because of the storms, or they'll be working on the
Right.
ground because they have to rearrange the dirt. Yeah, and they're like,
Right.
we dig this whole thing up while you were in here cooking." I'm cooking so everyone can eat. We don't go to fast food restaurants. If no one cooks, then you eat what's left over or you make it. And yeah, sorry, you go.
No, no, you're fine. It's just this whole situation is and I mean, of course, if you don't feel comfortable talking about it, you don't have to, but is your mom there?
Yeah, we all live in one happy family.
So your mom and your dad are there.
Yeah, we all live together.
But the way you say that is so weird, Ace. Instead of just saying, "Yeah, yeah, my mom and dad live here. What are you talking about?" You're like, you're making it seem very weird, and I'm just, I don't know. What do you guys think? You tell me what y'all think. I don't know if Ace is making this weird, or maybe that's just me. It might just be all in my head. It could just be in my head. So, but you live at home, okay, and your mom and dad both are in the house with you,
Yeah.
and it's your and
Unfortunately,
it's your mom and your dad, not stepdad or any step parents or anything like that. It's your full blood parents
no.
in there.
Yeah, full
No.
blood. Yeah, my family
Okay.
believed in never. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, that's amazing. That's why I'm trying to figure it out. Okay. So now, so both parents are in the house. So both parents are working. They both have full
Yes,
time
both of
jobs.
them work.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they both have a form of full-time job, yes.
Okay. All right.
And then
A
whenever they get
form
off,
of
they
one
come here every
or a full time job. That's
My
all.
mother
That's
has a
what I'm
full-time
talking about, guys, with his elusive wording. So they do have full time jobs, both of them.
my it, It varies. They change the schedule, so some days they'll have full time, other days they'll have part time. They adjust it due to times, depending on how they want it.
Is this their own business? Do they have their own business? Is that why this is like this,
No,
or are they working for?
they're working for someone, but that company, those I can't say what companies for
Okay.
their
No,
safety,
it's
but
fine. Don't
but
say. No,
yeah,
no, don't say. But okay, so but some weeks they have part-time shifts and some weeks they have full-time shifts, you're saying.
yes, they
Okay.
vary back and
Do
forth.
they both work at the same place?
No,
Okay. All right.
no,
So
my
does
mother hates
so
what my father does.
okay. All right. Well, that's
He's
even
sad.
man, the I mean, chat, what is put your guesses, just start throwing out guesses in chat. What does his dad do that his mom hates? Is he a moonshiner?
Nope, I
Does he
can't
run
say.
liquor?
I
Don't say. Don't say. I'm
I
just
can't
kidding.
say.
It's all a joke.
Yeah,
Don't say. It's fine. But
yeah,
still you guys guess so
I
that way
know.
we can have a good laugh about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Here,
Everybody
just
guess.
for
Wrong
fun.
answers only. Okay. But
Just don't
that
say
I mean at least
CYNS.
that's good. I mean I'm just trying to get a deeper understanding about your childhood and your and your household and what's going on and now that you're talking about a little more, I'm starting to get a little more understanding and I'm sure that I don't know what's going on with your parents, but I mean, as you're getting older, they're going to start pushing you away. They want you out of there. I mean, they're going to start treating you like that. They're going to start saying that you're not pulling your weight. They're going to start, because they want you to get out and go, start doing it on your own. Now, of
Well,
course, they'll have to realize then they're going to be having to cook their own dinner and do all that stuff if you're doing all that all the time. That's why I was getting at there is because I just was wondering what they were going to do once you were gone.
oh yeah. Well, they wanted me out for like a year and a half now, 2 years. So that's that's normal.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. That makes sense. All that makes
And
sense now.
yeah, and then another thing is that I know what I do is easy, but it's the cooking side is the most difficult to me because you in a s- you have a small kitchen. Okay, I can't go into detail, but we have a small, relatively small kitchen with small appliances, and it takes from 2 to 3 hours to cook, depending on what I make.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
And do you have
and
do you
another
have brother? Do you have other siblings in the household too, or are you just there by yourself?
I can't say for security. Now that's the scariest one for anyone's safety. I can't say specifically for their safety. I'd rather not say that one. No comment.
All right. Well, then the other side of that, you can't say that because if someone found out, what could potentially happen, do you think? Are we talking like physical, like
For
someone's going to
this,
show up or what are we talking here? You just don't want to
well,
talk about it because of their privacy or is it something more
for the
serious?
privacy and safety. But here's the thing about me, okay? I've learned over the past couple weeks and past couple months, and I know this for a fact. I'm paranoid. I have paranoia. I
So do
always
they are
prioritize.
they right? That makes sense. So are you more worried about or are they worried about? Do they tell you like, "Hey, don't tell people about us," or is this just something that you're like you're protecting them?
I'm protected. They don't know what I do. They don't know any of this. So I keep it to their
Mhm.
safety as much as I can. I tell people this is anything to protect their safety, I'm taking it, even if it endangers my own.
Yeah, forgotten. No, I mean, I'm trying to get a deeper understanding as well. That's why we're talking to him. I know you asked why I'm interrogating him, but this is why. I'm trying to just get
Who's safe?
a closer, deeper understanding of our friend Ace here and what's going on in his world without getting too personal, because I know that he is a very, personal, keeps it close to the, to the chest. He doesn't give out information. And so I'm just trying to understand what's going on in Ace's world. So that way, maybe we can better help him with guiding him towards, his future.
Oh yeah, well, you and Sojo, I mean, I've already been working on myself, working out, helping with some um training for my heart and for my body, and I've been learning spiritually. I am doing better, and I am
Yeah.
becoming stronger. So
Hey,
I'm all,
connoisseur.
yeah, I'm
The
no
5
longer.
gifted memberships. Thank you, brother. Amazing.
Hey, connoisseur man, how you doing, man?
And welcome new members. Thank you, brother.
Connoisseur's a great guy, wise man as well, wiser than
Yeah,
me.
no, forgotten, brother. No, Ace has been in here a long time, and he's coming to fellowship. So when you come in here, and yeah, I mean, if you want to talk, we're going to ask the questions. Questions are going to get asked. That's what this is about, getting a deeper understanding of each other. And so yeah, when you come in, it's kind of, that's what we do. We try and respect each other's boundaries in that way. I'm not trying to get too much information, but we're just trying to get a deeper understanding of what's going on in Ace's world.
Yeah, exactly. If
What
there's
fellowship's
nothing
all
too
about.
sensitive, yeah, if there's nothing too sensitive in chat or anything, I will gladly answer. I will gladly answer anything to help out or to say how I ended up here.
It's an
I mean,
AA
you already
thing?
know.
No, no, it's a fellowship thing. It has nothing to do. It could be. I mean, if that's what it is, you know what? I don't even want to say forgotten. It is whatever it is for every person, man. It's a fellowship for everybody. So whatever you got, you can bring it here, man. If it's AA you're dealing with, bring that. If it's NA, bring that. If it's anger, bring that. Because it's all actually anger, whether it be drugs or alcohol or whatever you're using, um, to deal with the world. It's because of that anger that we have. So,
Oh yeah, I hate my 15-year-old self. I look back at
aiming for
myself and be like,
Sojo,
man.
yeah,
I look at back at
nice.
my 15-year-old self. I was like, man, I hate that version of me. I hate you. Stay away. That version needs to stay where it was. I am much better than what I was then.
Well, why would you hate that though? If without that, how would you get to where you are now? You should see that as a good thing because you've grown from there. And so now you don't want to go back to that, but you don't hate it. But that may be just what you're
Yeah,
saying because that's how we just talk. And if you're just saying I hate it because that's how we talk and it's not really about a hate thing like that way, then I understand. Sometimes we
yeah,
get lost in that communication world like that.
yeah. I mean, it's like north and south. I mean, if the farther north you go, the less. It's weird about the United States because I've been around on family trips and stuff, and pretty much every state talks differently, and they all say things differently. I mean, you kind of get it.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, brother.
I mean, for example, when I was mentioning wasps, you're like, "What's a wasper?" I was like, "It's a hornet." Wasper here means hornet. It's a southern thing.
Hmm.
Wasper, hornet, yeah. And then as we went up to a trip through um to Iowa, and we went to a trip to where was it at? Somewhere in Wyoming. Those people out there, I mean, what we're doing right now, Lucas, they would think that this is crazy. Same here. A lot of people here think that this is crazy what we're doing. Are you still breathing, Lucas?
Yeah, I was just getting a drink. I can still hear you. I got my headphones in. I can hear you when you're talking, but I stepped away from the mic.
All right, I'm just
Yeah.
making sure your
Okay.
heart's
So
still beating.
why is it people in Wyoming would think this is crazy?
So, a lot of areas like Wyoming, for example, saying Wyoming has a low population. A lot of areas that have a low population or a very urban area don't usually like to go to the internet realm. They don't like programming. They don't like what I did with the websites, which surprising, which I'm giving you the credit for that. Uh, which this is even a lot of the family and friends I knew about. They thought that this was crazy. They're like, man, why would you put yourself in these positions? Why would you do this? Because a lot of urban areas don't do this stuff. They think that this is something that a rich person needs to do or something that someone else educated needs to
Are
do.
you talking urban or rural? I think you might be using those words the opposite way. Urban, I
Oh
believe,
yeah,
is the
rural.
city, and rural would be the country.
Yeah,
Are you talking
rural
about the
areas.
city? Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, that's what I thought you
Yeah,
meant. Okay, so yeah, yeah,
rural.
okay, the
Yeah.
opposite of that.
Well, technically here, when we say urban areas, we're saying rural areas. We just say it differently. So if I say urban, my apologies. It's something that I just been saying for years.
You've been calling the country urban?
Yeah, urban country, country boy out in the countryside.
Is that something you got from somebody else, or you just decided to call it urban?
Urban.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, okay? I've heard it from friends, heard it from family. I went to saying it because I thought it was the right way. And then you watch, for example, Grand Thumb, and he starts saying urban environments as city and, like you're saying, city ruled areas. And now you're confused with this, and you're like, well, urban that with this majority says it's city, and urban on this majority says it's country.
What's the majority that said it was country? Who said it's country though? That's what I'm asking. Who calls it country? Urban country?
Like I said, I've friends, family. I mean, well, not friends,
So
but people that I've met because they understand when I say urban area, they understand I'm saying country or unmanned area or very low populated areas, which is rural areas. I'll switch my English to that. I'll try to
I mean,
rephrase things.
I'm not telling you to change. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm trying to figure out. Maybe I've been saying it. No judgment here. That's why I'm asking. Trying to
Yeah,
figure out what's going
now
on here. Because
now you got
you think about it, that's what the suburbs are. Outside of the city, which is the urban area. Then you have suburban area, which is that outer ring around the urban area, and that suburban area is the next step before you get to the rural area. And someone may tell me there's something else in between there. I don't know, but
yeah, now you get why it's confusing. Suburban, urban areas. It's it's
I don't. I
it's
mean, I didn't know it was confusing to be honest with you before, but you're telling me that it's confusing. This is why I'm confused because I've never heard anybody else say this, so that's why. But maybe that's just something that, like you said, coming from wherever you're from, maybe people use that word in a different way.
that's the crazy thing about how English is and how the states are is one area calls it one thing, the other adapts to another, and that's what's the crazy thing. M- Me personally, urban represented country, but or low population, but other areas it's city. I think my father or some other people might use urban for city. I think because now we're kind of going back and forth. Now we're kind of going to urban represents city and rural is or suburban, like you're saying.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's just one of those things that here, I can tell you what happened to me a lot when I was younger is I would hear something And because it's just you're not experienced, right? When I was young, I wasn't experienced. So like at 15, 16, like you hear something, but you don't actually know what it is. You have a perception of what it is. You have this idea. Someone uses it and saying something, you're like, oh, I think I know what this is. And then years later, like what's going on right now with us, you find out that that didn't mean that at all. That meant something totally different than what you thought it was. It's just you weren't experienced with, you know, because we kind of come up with our own connection with things like that. So if people are talking about something, you just hear something, especially when you're young. This is a youth thing because it's like when you're learning, you're in that developmental stage where you're learning and you're trying to understand more words and what people are talking about. And so you're going into that. And so then when you hear something, you just you just start believing that's what it is. And it's just a thing that kids do. And then as you grow up, you hear people start and then you experience, right? Like I'm saying, and then you're like, oh shoot,
Yeah.
I've been using that the wrong way. And it's happened to me many times, many times. So
Yeah. Yeah. For example, for what you're saying, okay, other states like New York and California like to go with the classic tomato. We call them tomatoes, tomatoes and potatoes.
yeah, but I understand that. That's just a country dialect. That's not proper English, though. But I do understand what you're saying. That is
Yeah.
a country
It's not
slang
exactly
dialect.
urban.
No, it's
Yeah.
the opposite of
It's not
urban.
yeah, it's not like
That is
urban and
it's
rural like we were
rural.
just talking.
That
Yeah.
is a rural
Rural.
dialect for sure. I doubt very many people in the cities regularly use tomatoes and potatoes as the terminology.
Yeah. Well, I just
I think
bring that
that's a,
up because
just a country. It's a country thing.
yeah, I just bring it up because even though it's not like what we're just talking about urban and rural areas, it kind of represents it in a way because the city and count and the county or countryside, depending on what county you're in, because this thing not all counties are big cities. Um, it could change. I mean, just
Well,
off of
and I
those
mean,
two topics,
the truth be told, you should be actually saying maters and taters.
maters and taters, that actually
Yeah, you
sounds
got to
better.
shorten that. You got to shorten it up a little bit there. So if you guys aren't hip to that, go ahead and start spreading that around so that can catch on there pretty quick.
Oh, that's easy for me to do. Maters and taters. That's easy because
Mm-hmm.
I've already said tomatoes and potatoes before.
Mm-hmm.
It's already
Yep,
in my
that's
mouth.
it. Now you got it. Really, it's just the maters. I'm sure most people have said taters, but you just got to start getting used to saying maters, and then you've got it under control. But I don't think anybody outside of the country is going to understand what you're saying. And I've gone back and forth. I've lived in the city. I've lived in the countryside. There's definitely two different languages going on there, even though they're both English.
Try listening to someone that's from Mississippi. Oh, that's horrible. I've tried. That is bad. Have you listened to them before?
I mean, I've heard a lot of people. I don't know that I've ever just, heard somebody from Mississippi and directed that with, their dialect or listening to them the way they talk or something like that. So
So,
I know that
someone,
like the Louisiana, like where the French and the Bayou and that there's like like a combination language, kind of like California with Spanglish a lot of times when I was dealing with out there, but just that French, Creole, English combination language that they use down there. So I don't
yeah,
know
it's
if you're
like
talking about
Florida
that
was,
though.
well, I mean, so Mississippi, to be exact, okay, they, the very far countryside, they found somehow to speak with the back of their throats. So they muffle everything they say. And it's so muffled sometimes it's hard to understand. Now, there was a small story. We're in Atwoods. We're getting some feed when we used to have some chickens around, and he's trying to find something and he's asking everyone around, but no one understands him. So I sit there for about 2 minutes listening to him a couple times, and I get what he's saying. It takes a minute, but I get it. He's saying he wants a tractor tire, and I tell the employee, and that employee hates my guts because I left him with a dude he could not understand a single word he was saying. Oh boy, was that hilarious.
And where was this at?
This was at a Atwoods, just while shopping around, and this dude's from Mississippi. He comes here and tries to buy a tractor tire, and no one understands him, and I understood him just barely enough to get what he was
Did he come all the
saying.
way
And
from Mississippi just for a tractor tire? Is that
my best
do you
guess is
sell?
he's from
Do you
Mississippi because of his
do you
accent.
sell? Oh, okay. Do you sell tractor tires?
No, I wish I could make big bucks off that. Then yeah, I would. We were at Atwoods when we did this.
What do they put inside their tractor tires there at Atwoods?
Yeah, they put small tires for mowers and small stuff, but I wasn't paying attention to the stocks of what they had. I just cared about getting an employee to help him and move on. So I got someone to come over to help, and well, I didn't. That didn't much help. The employee turned and asked me, "What is he saying?" He's like, he wants some type of tractor tire.
And so, just to clear this all up and summarize it, so you were at the tractor supply getting some feed. Somebody that you don't know that you assume is from Mississippi because he had a hard accent. He's looking for a tractor tire, but you don't know him. It has nothing to do with you. And you directed him to an employee, and the employee now has to deal with this man. And somehow the employee doesn't like you because of it.
He didn't like the situation that I put him in or that he got himself in because he didn't understand what he was saying, which I don't blame him. You Of course, the employees help when someone asks because they're trying to stay in their job and trying to get paid, but they don't want to be put in situations that are like that you can't help out with if you don't understand. If you don't understand the situation, of course you're gonna get a little frustrated about it, and that's normal. But I didn't have time to help out, and
I think that they could overcome that without being frustrated at all if they were just like, "Sir, I can't understand you. Do you mind just writing that down for me?" Boom, done. Well, and maybe he writes funny too, though. I might have trouble reading his handwriting. Either way, nah, that's an easy situation. Now, Ace, this is where you, you're dealing with a bad employee. You're witnessing firsthand a bad employee. What's going on with that guy should not represent that company at all. There should be no frustration with helping your customers, especially somebody in there to buy a tractor tire. Not every day you're selling tractor tires.
no,
He should have been pleased to try and understand him. It should have made his day to serve that customer and do everything he could to understand him. And beyond that, that's biblical.
there is one example of good, but
Serve
in
your
a way
fellow
that's
man.
justified. Yeah, there's there's this one more I have for justified frustration a little bit, and this is remember that buddy I told you about the liquor store that works out there, and he um gave me the info about how much they make and how they set up. I told you about that yesterday
Okay.
or the day before. Yeah, he
Right.
he deals with a customer that comes in once or twice a month, and it's this Asian dude. He's Muslim. He comes in, and of course, no one cares that he's Muslim. But the reason why the buddy of mine cares so much is because he never showers. He always tries to trade for the products. He's like, "Oh, I give you this for product," and they're like, "No, you pay or you don't get it." And he keeps trying to bargain with them for like 30 minutes.
And this is inside their store?
Yeah. The only
It's
reason why they don't
what kind of a store is it?
have for their safety, like I said, I can't disclose, but all I can say is that the products that because like I said, I'm trying to make it to where it's understandable, but not noticeable.
Okay. So if it's their business, they have the right to refuse service to anybody unless he's spending a bunch of money in there. In which case, they should be grateful. I don't care how many times he tries to bargain with them or barter with them. If he ends up spending money in there, who cares? 30 minutes is, it's not like they're going somewhere. They were going to be in there dealing with customers for 30 minutes anyway. Now, if he's coming in there, he tries to barter a bunch of stuff over and over, he never buys anything. They have the right to refuse service to anybody. They can just tell him to hit the road, Jack.
Oh yeah, yeah, I completely agree with that. But you get the general idea. Like, stop, just
Yeah.
stop. You're not gonna get what you want. You've we've been through this. Just
Yeah.
we've
I don't think
explained
there's
this to
any reason to
you.
be. I don't think when you have a business as a business owner, Ace, I think anytime you're seeing people getting frustrated with customers, it's not the right thing to do. It's just not the way it works. It, you can, you don't have to like bow down to them or anything. It's not like you have to give up something that you shouldn't, but you should be humble. I mean, they're there patroning your business, no matter what. If it wasn't for them, you wouldn't have the business. You need them. And so you should be
Yeah,
grateful. You should be humble. You should be willing to help, especially people that are struggling. I mean, I find it the exact opposite. When someone comes in and they're having a hard time communicating or they're trying to do something like barter because they're not wealthy or whatever, I don't know, I see it the other way. I try and work with them and do what I can for somebody, and if it comes to the point where they just keep on, if it just depends, like because I've seen people get hateful about it, and that's a different story. Like if they start getting rude or belligerent or cussing or getting out of control, then yeah, cut it off right then. There's no reason to go on. You don't have to put up with that. But I mean, if they're just genuinely asking for help, then do what you can for them.
yeah. I don't blame you for that. I mean, helping someone out is something that's honorable. Now I can't right now because income reasonings and other reasonings that I'm unable to at this current
You
moment.
help
But
out already. I mean, you talk about helping out with your family there. There's nothing more to it.
and
You serve others. It's not about money
technically,
always.
well, yeah, but technically by our reasonings, that's not helping. That's just
Who's
you that
our?
you
Who's our
yeah,
reasonings?
that's everyone here. Everyone says that cooking and cleaning is not a help. That's what you need to do. That's not helping.
And they do it or you do it?
I usually try to keep it off. So
Are they cleaning? I mean, but are they doing it? And that's why they're saying that? They're all cleaning and they're out working the farm and you're only cleaning. And so that's why they're saying it?
I so the funny thing, I try to keep everything maintained as much as I can. When I wake up, I try to maintain. But saying that I don't have a designated time, I don't have a job, I kind of sleep in, I wait. Sometimes they'll just get everything done while I'm asleep and they'll get frustrated, or they will wait and then I'll come down and work on it because I'm tired. I've been editing till 3 and yeah,
But they don't know that you're editing because you don't tell them.
no, they don't need to know that.
Right. So
They don't
then
need to
shouldn't
know.
you then, but because though that you're not giving them the full information, they think you're getting plenty of rest, then, you
Yeah,
should, you should not be upset with them if they don't understand if you're not giving them the whole story.
I'm not upset at them. I let them be frustrated at me. When they're frustrated, they're frustrated. I just let it
I mean,
ride.
don't you want to
I
be
just
done with other people's problems? Why? It's like everything you're saying is somebody else's problem. You're living a whole life of other people's problems. Aren't you ready to be done with that?
Saying that the circumstances, it's not really bothering because it's not that bad. I mean, people getting frustrated at you ain't that bad. People that are upset because you're not working hard enough, they say, ain't that bad. It's not that bad.
But wouldn't you rather have none of that? Why would you want other people's burdens on you?
Well, currently, because one, I have to until this gets set up, and sometime around 4th of July, that'll be their problem,
Yeah. I mean,
no
and
longer mine.
not that bad compared to what, I guess I should have said. You say it's not that bad. Well, compared to what?
Being homeless or not able to maintain yourself. I mean, I could always get my go bag and medical kit and just be saying, okay, I'll be on my own. But here, a homeless person is not likely to get a job. It is very unlikely for a homeless person to get a job, no matter what backgrounds they have. It's happened a lot where people go homeless and they go and they try to get a job and they like you don't have good insurance because you haven't been maintaining your insurance or you haven't been able to we don't know if you're if we can rely on you as an employee because you're homeless. So saying that like
Why would you even tell them you're homeless?
they ask so by the state they ask for a residence address. They ask for your
Oh,
address, your
yeah,
email, your
lie.
phone number, all of it.
Yeah, but people
Why?
lie. You just lie. No, I say you just lie. You don't think that. I mean, you just put whatever address you put your parents' address down on there. You just lie. They don't. You think they're gonna go check and see if you actually live there if you're tucked in at night?
Well, yeah, you could do it that way. If you want to lie through it, yeah. But if you want to be honest about it, then it's going to be a very harsh road. This is one of the things that that you told was talking about to me about, and others were there's things about there's some people I've met that says lying is wrong no matter what, but sometimes you need to lie to maintain yourself or to maintain others if needed.
Yeah, but you don't. Well, everything you're saying is hypothetical anyway. So all I was saying is
Yeah,
that a hypothetical way around that is to lie about it, if
lie.
that's what you're worried about it. But none of this is real. I don't even know why you're even thinking about this when none of this is real.
Lucas,
You were already offered a job. You could be gone right now. You could have already packed your stuff and be out that door and never worry about anybody else again except for yourself doing your own thing.
yeah. Well, I have a thing for that already. I already have a whole setup of how I'm going to maintain myself in a couple months. In a couple months, I won't have to worry about that no more. It'll just be me in a confined area, and that'll
Mm-hmm.
be fine.
Like a 8 by 8 cell.
No, well, technically your social security is a cell number anyway, so yeah, let's just say it's a cell.
I don't even know what that. What?
The
You all right
government,
over there,
uh,
Ace?
yeah, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, I'm perfectly fine.
Are you are you locked in a basement?
You thinking I am?
Well, I've just figured if I asked, maybe you'd be honest. I don't know, but something really
No,
weird's going on, man, around you, and I'm just trying to figure it out. Just trying to suss it out.
ain't that always the case though? Something weird's always happening around me.
Yeah, I don't know if you were just like kidnapped and 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 you're actually somebody else's kid and you were stolen, or there's some sort of like a drug, methamphetamine manufacturing facility that you're born into, that I know it's not you, so, but that you're born
Okay,
into, and you're having to maneuver around that whole world. I couldn't even imagine having to deal with that as a kid growing up. So if that's what's going on, but there's something going on over there, you guys. We're gonna
I
figure it
can
out. We
get
we might need to go and we might need to go and rescue this kid.
no, I can guarantee you this. I'm not kidnapped, and I don't have any. Well, I don't deal with drugs, but I know someone that does, so I stay away from that.
Everybody knows
And
someone that does. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about your mom and dad manufacturing it in your bathtub and then selling it for that's their that's their job.
no,
But maybe not. That might not be it. I'm
no,
just saying.
oh
That's
no, that is not the case at all. The they don't have the heart to do that. They can't do that.
maybe it's moonshine. That's why I said moonshine earlier. You know,
Oh no, my mother
the
would kill
South, they're
me.
making liquor.
I mean, my mother would kill me. She catches me working around any alcohol, she'd come up and just beat me half to death.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
It's just this, and she's not really going to. It's just a little joke. But she will punish and beat me a little bit off it.
It's a joke, except it's not. She will. No, I'm just
It's
kidding,
not as
except she really will. Except she really will. So what, you've never had alcohol before?
no, never
You've
had
never had
alcohol.
alcohol.
Never. Nope. I've worked around
And it's just
alcohol,
different.
but I've never had a.
We just come from two different worlds, man.
Yep, never had alcohol, but I've worked around it. Never had any tobacco. Never um had any drugs. Never. And here's the crazy thing, Gay. Never had a friend stay over. I never got to stay over at a friend's,
Mm.
or friends got to stay over.
Boy, man, they should have just let you do drugs. Could have messed you up a lot less than not having friends stay over. Now we know what's going on. You've never
The
had a
one?
friend. You've never stayed with at a friend's house, and you've never had a friend stay. See, now that's we're back to you were kidnapped at a young age. You wouldn't know it, Ace. That's the thing. It's not like they're going to tell you you're kidnapped, but they're telling you that you need to be careful because of all this secrecy and stuff. And I'm pretty sure that yeah, that you were taken.
No?
Yes,
Well,
WPS. Yes, he wants to open a liquor store. Indeed. That's long-term goals, though. I don't think he's thinking about tomorrow. But I think that's
the
his
whole
long-term business goal as of right now. That's what he's thinking.
I'm gonna answer this for WPS. The whole reason why I wanted, well, not really wanted, but I thought about doing the liquor store was just for the money side. And yes, I have a little knowledge in liquor because I have the friend that tells me about liquor, and I have close people that let me work around it every once in a while. Um, I just did it. I studied it and was going in it for the money side. Now, a big thing that I know a little bit of in the field is um, either groceries related, so produce or firearms, because the, Lucas knows I had I used to be around a guy that would set me in a room or would talk about firearms. We would talk about it for hours, show me different firearms. I'd shoot some firearms. This was long ago, but we don't have those guns, and we don't do that no more because he went off. But I know a variety of good firearms and bad. I've learned different techniques for them. It's a big thing I know, and it's what I grew up to know. So to answer your question, WPS, it's for the income side, not for a it's a little bit for personal, but mainly for the income.
Well, what's more personal than the income? Don't you think that in order to have a liquor store, you should know what liquor's like?
That's what they all say. They all keep saying to me like, you shouldn't be able to open it because you've never drunk in your life. Well, then
Well,
you
yeah, but
guys
you
have
don't
a
know. Well, that's like, would you want to sell heroin to people without knowing what it does to the people and you're doing to them? I mean, you wouldn't
I mean,
want to you want to know what the liquor is doing to them before you're okay with yourself knowing that you can sell it?
yeah, I get that, and I tell these people this or here, they're like, you shouldn't be able to sell
It
alcohol, go
takes
in
your
the alcohol store
soul,
because you're
Ace. It takes your soul.
what does.
Alcohol. Well, I mean, most drugs, but definitely alcohol does, for sure. Takes your soul, man. You can't. It's like it grabs a hold of you, takes control of you. You become the
Now
liquor.
you sound like a little bit of my mother and my grandmother, and they both would beat me.
Well, I don't want to beat you. I want you to drink it so you know, so you can go through it. How can you know if you don't experience it?
They always said don't ever experience alcohol, just stay sober for, and also because sometimes I get on patrol, so I have to stay sober. I go on patrols every once in a while.
What the hell does that mean? What's a
What do you mean? What
patrol?
does that mean?
Well, okay, well, I
A
can tell
guard,
you I'm never on patrol on my property, so I'm confused when you say you're on patrol.
I patrol the property. I go out and I secure the property, make sure that there's no trespassers, or make sure that nothing's bad's going around with what's going on
The
here.
fuck is going on here, you guys?
Yeah.
What's happening? I
I'm a
think
strange one, Lucas.
this is out of control. No, it can't be you're a strange one. You go out and patrol the property on your own, or do other people on at your place patrol the property as well?
We would have more, but I'm the only one that goes on it.
So nobody else is out patrolling the property?
No, they all said we don't want to carry all that stuff. See you later, sucker. That's your problem.
And do you think that there's a reason they don't care about the patrolling the property?
They don't want to do it. I mean, the
They
we
don't want to
have
do it
patrol.
because
First of all, they don't like to be. They don't like. So some of them don't like public humiliation, but unlike me, I don't care about it as much. And second of all, because they don't want to put a target on them, so I go on patrols and I secure everything here. I'm pretty much a personal guard in a way
of who?
of the people here and any pretty much
All right. Well,
the
let's just
people I've.
so you're catching trespassers on your property and resolving the situation?
I'm sent to resolve any situation, but thank God there hasn't been any trespassers. Now there was an
Okay.
incident where there was an incident where someone was calling in. They thought there was a shooter, so I was sent out, and someone else of mine was sent out to go secure it. So me and him was sent out to make sure there wasn't a shooter.
And what, someone just told you that, or you got a phone call from somebody, or you heard a gunshot, or what?
Yeah, so the people that live around here, like I said, we have a couple that call in. If they're in danger, we get sent in to clear
Would
it.
you consider them your neighbors?
I consider them neighbors. The others consider them family.
They can be both, Ace. You understand that, right? Your neighbors could be you're related to them. I'm not saying that, but when you talk about
All I
them,
can say,
you made it sound like people that live around here, and so I was trying to like narrow down when you say live around here, like your neighbors, like they live right next door to you, or on your block, or right in the same area, or it's people somewhere else outside, somewhere else in the city or something.
I'll break it down. They are related. We all live in one big happy family. Surprisingly,
Commune. Is it a commune?
Hmm? No,
You
it's
have a
separate
commune.
properties.
Everybody's
No.
got a fence. Everybody's got their own fence separating their property.
Oh yeah, everyone's separated. But if situations go off, we're sent in.
sent in.
Yeah. I was trained to be the frontal unit, or that's why we're the front gate unit. So if anything happens, I'm the first to be
Die,
at
die.
the
You're the
situation.
first one to take the bullet. They send you to take the
Pretty,
bullet.
pretty much.
Nice. Sounds to me like you might need to watch out what you got going on around you there.
Well, these are innocent people. They have their own reasons, but here's the thing, okay? They don't want to fight. They don't want to deal with this, but I've been training with other people to defend myself and others. So, and like I said, I've back in the day when I was 15, 16 years old, I knew a guy that taught me a whole bunch about firearms and safeties and manufacturing of firearms and weapons and all these things. And it's normal for me to use this equipment. It's a normality. Still breathing, Lucas?
Oh yeah. I'm just letting this all sit in for everybody, man. People are learning so much right now. I think you're blowing their minds. I think minds are being blown right now. People are learning so much
Well,
about you, Ace, that they never knew.
it's probably best if they don't learn it about me. I mean, there's nothing good to learn about me, and I don't have much to teach off me. I'm a nobody. I don't have any skills. I don't got anything
Well,
to teach.
I've been around damn near 50 years. I lived on many large properties, and I've never patrolled the property. So you're teaching me things, man. I'm learning all kinds of new stuff.
Technically, by what I have, I'm technically a recon slash respawn unit in a way, while the others are more of a front line infantry or a reserve in a way. I I always make sure I pack a little bit lighter so I'm more mobile. So that makes me more, and I try to prioritize precision. So I'm more of a recon unit.
Reconning for what?
Pretty much, if anything happens, the recon is usually the one that's supposed to spot it first,
Yeah, but
and
what
he's
are you
supposed to
guys expecting to happen? What is it that you're doing it for?
gangs, shooters, intruders, murders, things like that.
And but you said it's never happened. Now you're young, right? So but you're saying that nobody else goes and patrols the property, like they don't care. It sounds like that's not a real problem because nobody else but you is even going around patrolling, caring about the problem.
No, I mean they only care when the
And
call actually happens.
right, which you said has never happened except for one time someone called about a gun or something like that, the neighbor or whatever you said. But beyond that,
Yeah,
you said you've never had an intruder on your property. Is your property fenced?
it's very lightly. I mean, I told them that we need to have fortifications in the front, and I kept saying we need to order some sandbags for some ballistic reasonings.
I mean,
I kept saying we need.
but what I don't understand what's going on there, Ace. Are you in? Are you? Have you shot somebody before?
No, almost stabbed someone, but never shot anyone.
And how do you come to almost stab somebody? How does that happen?
This was okay. This was when I was 17. I was in Northeast Tech, my class. Someone was holding a utility knife, and they were talking to someone. I was explaining because they figured out what I do, and I said, okay, I'll tell you some things about some
They
martial
figured out
arts I've
what you
learned.
do. I still haven't figured out what you do. Tell me what they figured out.
Then I'm technically I'm technically now. I can't say too much because legal. I'm gonna say this real quick. This is not a militia. This is not a cult. This is just a family protection thing. So anyone that's listening in chat or listening here, don't call the cops saying that there's a crazy terrorist group, for one. But he figured out that we do basic protocols and basic training. And when he heard he was talking about someone else about something, he said, let's try that theory. And I thought he was talking about what I was saying. So I saw the utility knife head towards my direction with the blade out. So I thought he was lunging in for a stab. So I drew mine and I almost went in to stab.
You drew your blade in school.
Yeah, I mean, there's utility knives. There's knives, utility knives all around. So
Your school's just leaving utility knives around. What class is this?
construction, it's like there's knives laying
Okay.
around everywhere.
All right.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
even in which the scariest one is culinary arts. They
I
have the
can't
biggest
believe
blades.
where the hell is Labola and Sojo for this conversation? I can't believe that this is that they're not here for this right now.
This would
Knives
board
in
them.
school is against the law. I think you're right, WPS. I think you're right.
Well,
These are box cutters, though. They're not.
this isn't a
It's less than 3 inch. It can't kill you.
well well no these are real blades, but I'm saying like this isn't a school. Northeast Tech is a contractor, so it's made for schooling, but for more adults. So when there's high schoolers in there, they get away with it, saying that we're not a state That's why they make you sign a whole bunch of stuff before you get in.
No, it's a tech
But
school. I know. We got tech
yeah,
schools. I understand.
yeah. So they
It's
don't
just a
go under
tech
the same
school. You
principles.
can an adult can join up and go to classes at a tech school.
Yeah, that's why they're not under the same principles. So they can bring whatever knife they want. I've seen people
Steven
walk
is
around
not in
knives.
here, Justin. I have not seen Steven tonight. He may be lurking in the shadows, but he hasn't said anything. Tonight it's all about Ace. We are learning so much, you guys.
This was not made to be about me. This was made to be
Uh
about you and everyone else.
what I thought, no, this is about you. What I thought was going on is just woof. Ace is in a whole other world over there, you guys.
I've met people that say about what it's like here. And like I've lived in
Phew.
Florida, but there's so many people here with weapons and so many people here with a gun on them. It's like, yeah, it's normal. The only place they don't bring a gun is school. But I, like people will go to school, then when they're done, they'll purposely drive home specifically just to pick up their gun to go to work.
Children are going to school and then they go home to get their guns.
No, no, this is an adult program, so these are 18-year-olds or
Well then, yeah,
20-year-olds.
well then those aren't kids, but even 18-year-olds, they go get their
Oh yeah,
rifles and what, put them in their
yeah,
back glass or what?
oh yeah, they go pick up the rifle, put it in their bag, or they put it in their truck. It's normal to see someone carry. I
It's
mean,
not my
open
bag,
carry.
baby.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever heard of those Tech 9 rifles?
Well,
They
I
they
don't
fold up
know
into a
that
backpack.
is a Tech 9 considered a rifle? I think that's considered a submachine gun, isn't it?
No, it's still okay. So submachine gun. I'm glad.
A Tech 9 is an SMG, is it not?
All right, I'm glad I learned the laws for this. A Tech 9 or anything in the macaroni field is not a submachine gun unless it is a full auto or a burst fire. Now, if it's under the barrel length limit, then it's deemed an SBR, and then you have to pay a
Yeah,
fine for an
yeah, but
SBR.
you're just talking about legalities. Well, yeah, no submachine gun is full auto unless you have a
FFL.
Class C weapons permit to have a fully automatic weapon or whatever that permit is for that.
Yeah,
But we're not
it's
talking about
called an
that.
FFL. Yeah, it's called an FFL. It's a full auto. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not full auto, but FFL is multiple fields where you have legality
You
to
say a
own
Tech
it.
Nine's a pistol connoisseur, right? And actually, I would actually agree with connoisseur. If you were going to classify a Tech Nine, it shoots pistol ammunition. It's got a under 4 inch barrel. What is the Tech 9? But it's like a 2 inch barrel or something, or a 3 inch barrel in there or something. It's definitely way
So
more pistol like than rifle like.
so you can get so as a 18-year-old, you can't get a macaroni, but you can get a shock. Well, no, you can't get the shockwave. You can get the Mossberg 900. You can
You can
get
get any
the
rifle, can't you? You can get any rifle or shotgun.
any rifle or shotgun, but cannot be a handgun. And anything that is under a 16-inch barrel is deemed a handgun or SBR, which then you can't have until you're 21. Well, no, you can have an SBR if you're 18, but you have to pay the stamp. Anything that's a handgun, you can't have.
Yeah, I don't know what they're. I mean, again, I don't have to care about it because I'm not worried about any of that stuff. But I
Yeah,
didn't think
I'm
that.
in.
I mean, I know that is even a sub 9. I mean, they're still shooting
You can,
pistol ammunition, so
yeah, you can shoot any. So here's the thing that sucks about being 18 and getting something that shoots handgun ammo is yes, you can own that rifle, but you can't buy the ammo, which in my book is stupid. Even though it's made, they say it's for handguns specifically, so you're not allowed to buy it at 18. But there's a way that people do around it easily.
well, yeah, you can order ammunition online, and I'm sure that the only
Well,
stipulation is 18 online. Maybe they go off of states. I'm not sure, but
no, the 18 with handgun ammo is federal wise because anything that's handgun or that, I mean, specifically handguns, you have a harder time at 18 because they don't want you to conceal carry or open carry with the handgun at 18 because they think you're not mature enough. Even though I've met someone that point a 44 Magnum at a kid's head, so and I guess I'm not mature enough.
I don't even know what to say, man. I don't know what to say when you say stuff like that.
Right?
Someone pointed a 44 Magnum at a kid's head. I mean, what the hell are you talking about, Ace?
No, it wasn't a 44 Magnum. It was a 357. My fault.
Okay,
357.
I
That's
don't care about the caliber, dude. What are you talking about? Some adult putting a gun to some kid's head or something? I mean, what are you talking about?
he was playing around with his gun, takes it
An
and points
adult?
it at a kid's head.
An
Yeah.
adult was
Oh yeah.
playing
This
with his
dude.
gun, was playing with his gun. An adult was playing
Yeah.
you. I mean, just the words don't even. This doesn't even make sense, Ace. Who are you? Who are the people that you're around, man? Who's doing this?
The people I'm around, normal Joes,
There's no
normal
normal
people.
Joes because I can tell you that I don't know one person that I would trust if they were playing with a gun. I'd never talk to them again. It'd
This
be the last time I ever talk. If I come over to somebody's house and they're playing with their gun, it'd be the last time I ever come to their house.
I got my little revenge on him after that on a public area. I humiliated him in front of 30 people, 20 people. He was looking at a M1 carbine at Bass Pro, and he was about to aim the barrel to my mother's head in an accident because he's not paying attention. So I snatch it, I grab it away from him, and I say, "Let's not do that." And the employees and the people around him start laughing their heads off because some younger kid just humiliated a 50-year-old dude. And it's like,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, I did, and I know what I'm doing.
well, I would never recommend pointing a gun at somebody, but when you're in a gun store, you know those guns are completely locked out from being able to take a bullet.
Yeah, well, they always say, and everyone does here, always treat a firearm as if it's loaded, even if it is
I
clean.
agree. I'm not saying not to, but I just think that they're pretty lax. I've been in a lot of gun stores and I've watched a lot of dudes handling guns in them. And I never see the people behind the counter getting nervous when someone starts pointing a gun around in their store. Not once. They know exactly what's going on with their guns. I don't see them ducking. I don't see them flinching. I duck and flinch anytime someone's pointing a gun around me. Just a natural thing. How I am around guns. So I say don't play with them. They're not toys. But
Yeah.
I've watched them inside there. They know what's going on in their store, and I've never seen them nervous. When they pull a gun out of their shelf, they set it up there. Dude's aiming the gun around. They don't ever get fidgety or worried about it. They're very
Oh
calm
yeah,
about
but
it. I mean, a lot of
some
people
of
don't
the
have gun etiquette, so there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, and
well,
you're not wrong when, saying you shouldn't point a gun at somebody. I mean, that's definitely 100% right.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's things that a lot of the people here they buy them for the looks or the talks or the gossip side of it, but a lot of the people I work with, they don't buy firearms for the gossip or talk side. We buy it for the practicality, and that's why we are more disciplined. We train, we are disciplined with the firearms. We know how the firearm functions. I don't know everything about it, but I'm still learning about everything about I can. We train as much as we can with it. We, if needed, we use it in combat situations. We go for the most practical.
I mean, you say that like that's not exactly why you have a gun for when you need it in a combat situation. What's a besides hunting and a combat situation, is there another need for a gun?
Self-defense,
Is that not a
and
combat
also,
situation?
well, also discipline. If someone knows how firearm works and they've learned over years, and they are either
Discipline's not a reason you own it, though. I'm talking about the reason you own a gun is for hunting or a combat situation. Is there another reason to have a gun besides those two things?
besides hunting and combat,
Yeah.
you can use it for demolition work. I've seen some people use it for demolition work or protests. Well, that's combat. If you deem like the protest is a combat, never mind.
Everything
Demolition,
where
you can use,
you're fighting in a person is going to be combat. So that covers all of those fields.
yeah. So demolition work,
But
fun shooting.
who uses firearms for demolition work? You're going to have to explain
Sometimes,
that.
okay. You know what tannerite is, right?
That's an explosive. That's not uh, a gun.
Well, this is what leads to that. They will take tannerite and whatever tree or whatever ditch line they need to expand. They put a whole bunch of this tannerite. They will put it in a row and they will take a 12 gauge or 5.56 and blow it up, and it does the work for them. They use it for some people like to use it for demolition work. Others like to use it for skeet shooting or just fun shooting, just stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean sport, but I'd say that's still hunting, whether it be skeet
Also,
or animal.
here's a good another good example is for a financial. Lots of people, I mean lots of people love to buy old guns or guns that are detailed and expensive because they think that the value is going to go up on them, and that's why they buy them. But they don't realize that those guns that they buy either have to be through a historical war to be value, they have to have that value behind them to be valuable, or they have to be like a company shut down. If that company specifically is no longer manufacturing it and has shut down due to bankruptcy or whatever, then the gun is valuable. That's another thing they use firearms for is the economic side.
Well, those aren't guns that you're using for protection.
No, like they sell these guns for $40,000, 30,000 if it's historical, and if it's just a collector's gun, it can go up to 5 grand, 10 grand.
Well, there you go. What do you guys think?
I don't
Amazing
think I
stuff, Ace.
blew. Yeah, I don't think I shocked too many people in chat or you because this is not amazing news. This is something basic. Everything I said is nothing. And this is all normal. It should be anyway.
Well, I don't know about that.
This ain't normal to you? You've never
I don't.
patrolled your own property. You've never bought a firearm for patrols or any other reason besides fighting tyranny or defense.
No, I mean every firearm that I've ever owned, there was one reason to own it, and that is self-defense or hunting. I mean, there's two reasons. I have hunting rifles, I have self-defense firearms, but there's no in between. There's nothing unless something was given to me. I do have some odd guns that were just like handed down or given or stuff like that. But yeah, no, I've never went and spent money on something that was for show or something like that.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
a lot of people here.
the most showy is like just a good looking handgun instead of buying a plain Jane, you know, like instead of buying a Smith and Wesson, you buy a Colt or something like that, because you prefer a nicer looking gun as opposed to a plain style gun. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. The object of the gun, no matter how it looks, was still the same. I would still be using it in the same way. I would just be either carrying it to for protection or at home for protection, or if you're hunting, then it's a specific hunting rifle. Like I got a 22 for a squirrel or a 30-30 for deer, or you can go up. You can get like a 7 millimeter for larger deer or elk. You get like a 45-70 for bear or super gigantic game, moose maybe. This is where
Yeah.
connoisseur, he could be telling us more about it because he knows more about probably big game hunting where he's at than I do. I only know
Oh
small
yeah,
game
Connor.
hunting for the most part: deer, squirrel, rabbit,
Have you seen
simple stuff.
Connoisseur's handgun that he showed on YouTube?
Well, if he's on YouTube, I'm sure I've seen it.
Oh, that thing's lovely. I love that gun. That is such a beautiful handgun. Red dot with iron sights. It's I do believe a 9 mil. If I'm wrong, he can rephrase me, but it's a beautiful little sucker. I would
Yeah,
carry that.
9 mil, just like my old lady carries.
Oh yeah, because 9 mil's practical. Your two practical handgun rounds is 9 mil and 45, and there's a reason behind that. And the
Then why do
reasoning
all
is
police
because
officers carry a 40?
the reason why that some states are requiring 40s is because of this right here. The state, because of their ways, they don't want people to resist. So if they ever do anything that upsets the people and people start to fight back, form militias, fight back against the tyrannical ruling, if people take out any officer and they take their ammunition, the ammunition will not fit their firearm. Versus if I had let's say theoretically, if I had a 9 mil Smith and Wesson and that officer had a Glock 9 mil, and I take him out and I take that ammo, I can refill my Smith and Wesson and keep fighting. That's why the military, the generals was talking about it. The U.S. generals were saying that we want to change the ammunition so that the civilian populace in America cannot use our own ammunition at all. And there's a reason behind that.
Well, that isn't happening. So they can want all they want, but you can see that that's not happening. And that is definitely not why police carry 40 calibers. Ace. I don't know
Well, I
where
mean,
you got that from, but that is definitely not the reason. And I'm talking
some officers,
100% unequivocally, without a doubt, that is not the reason. I mean,
some
just think about
departments
it,
have
Ace.
said it.
Anybody can go and get a 40 cal. They're not hard. There's nothing special about a 40
Well,
caliber pistol. Nothing special about it.
it's not.
Anybody can have
Well,
one. So if a criminal is thinking I'm going to get a cop's gun, he's going to have a 40. That's what he would
well
go
yeah,
and get.
It's not because of that. It's because of the norm. It's not talking about criminals. They're not going after criminals. They're going specifically for the normal populace. What is the most common? People don't.
If
I mean,
if
like here,
No, the most common, that has nothing to do with it, man. That's not what it's
well, I mean,
about. Okay. I'm going to tell you that that's not what it's about. And not because I'm super educated, but this specifically, I can tell you exactly why the police carry 40 calibers. And that's not the reason. Because I'm telling you, it makes no sense. Everybody in the world could buy a 40. If everybody thought someday I'm going to have to take over police and subdue the police and take their guns and ammunition, they would all just go and buy 40 cals because they know that that is like the number one. What is that? I think it's the Glock 22. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Glock 22 is like, and it may change. It changes sometimes. The Glock 22 became the main, firearm of police. Uh, as far as almost all across the board, that what I've seen, I think there's a few places where they have varied away from that or whatever, but no, 100%, Ace, 100%, without a doubt, unequivocally, it's because of two things: ballistics and cost of rounds. That's it. There's nothing else that the police are going to look at when it comes to that. Probably number one is ballistics, and it's a weight, power to size to, uh, uh, you know, the speed of the bullet travel. It all breaks down in that. And it's going to take somebody that's way smarter than me to tell you how that works with the 40, but I know that's why they did it. There is something
yeah.
ballistically pleasing to the
Well,
40 cal over the 45, and that may be the 45 is just something that is too out of control. It's not, but the 40, you have that in between. You have much more stopping power than a 9, but you have much less of a hit like a 45. The 40 is that right in between caliber, and I think it's just a really good, and that's why they made it. They made it for that in between. It has a little bit more stopping power than the 9 millimeter. So,
well,
but if you're talking about the police using that, you can look it up, check it out. Anybody want to tell me different? Tell me I'm wrong, please. Someone come and prove me wrong. I would love that.
well, you're not wrong with the ballistic side. That is very true. It is very appealing in the ballistic, but a lot of people here are begging for them to switch over ammunition to the 40. Like I've met a lot of people that said, "I hope they switch to the 40 ammunition."
Hope who switches?
Huh? A lot of people here, my family, me, I really hope they switch over.
They switch over and start using 40 instead of what?
Oh yeah, instead of 45s, it would be a great thing in my ears to hear because the thing is that we want the police and we want the military to not use the same calibers as we do. We want
I don't know
that
why that wouldn't make sense because we're all a militia in one.
because
If it comes, no, think about this, Ace. If it comes down to a war of worlds where China shows up and starts taking over, you don't want to have different ammunition. You don't want to have to try and find a gun to match up. You want everything to go together. You want to be able to
well,
stockpile all of what is necessary to use it in that. You want to be able to, if the shit goes down, you want to be able to go in, find someone stockpile ammo and be like, okay, I got guns for all that. You don't want to have to be like, oh my god, now I got to find a police gun to take police ammo. That's no way, man. There is a
but
specific reason. Now some people may want it to change. I don't know. I've never heard that before. You're the first person I've ever heard say that. But definitely, there's no reason for that. That is a bad idea. When it comes to
well,
protection of a country like this, of states in a country, that is the worst thing that they could do would be to separate that out civilian to where we couldn't use or the police too. What if the police needed it? I mean, if they're in a battle and all of a sudden they're hard up for ammunition, now they can't even get, the ammunition that they need. I don't know. That
yeah.
don't seem smart to
Well,
me.
I have three things to mention about this because one, this is going to answer the whole way. A little bit is political. There was two instances why, and I'll get to that later. Two instances of why we really wanted to switch, and others that we've heard they really wanted to do it that way. Second, a lot of people hate cops. Here, cops are hated normally, and it's usually true because they're not. here to
Nah, that's all
protect
the
you.
news. Nah, you ain't out enough to see
No,
that. People don't hate. Nah, people don't hate cops,
I've
Ace.
seen it.
That's
No,
nah,
I've
that's
seen it.
fake. But you've seen a handful of. You haven't seen the world, man. That's not the world, brother. That's you may be in one city, but I promise you, yeah, you go to like a big city, then people are all like weird and uptight about the cops. But you come to my city, people love the cops. We go out hand in hand. We're very close with the police in our areas. That is not, no, that is definitely a very rare thing, Ace. It might be where you're at, and it may be all you're seeing. I won't even deny you that, but it's not common. You're thinking it's common because that's all that's around you, maybe, but it's not common. People love the police, man. It's a
Well, I
very
mean, that's the thing.
small minority group of people that have an issue, and those people are they're just really loud. They have a really loud voice. They spread it, and they and it people are all in their feelings and emotions. So whenever that spreads on, social media platforms, it catches on. And then that's the thing that all these people spread. But you notice you never see that in working with police, let's say something goes on and some a tragedy happens in a town. You don't see people coming in trying to stop the police from solving crimes and helping people and doing the right thing. It's only when they have a problem with whatever the police are doing for their personal thing. Otherwise, I promise you, when they're being houses being broken into, or they're being beaten, or being robbed, or being held at gunpoint, who do you think they're going to call? They don't hate the police then.
Oh,
They're going to be
Lucas.
calling them then.
Well, Lucas, there's a handful of people that would, but if you knew the people that I know, they don't call the cops. We don't call the cops. You take, they tell, I was taught, you take care of the situation yourself, and then you call the police. You fight. You are the fighter.
Case you've never
You are sent,
that's not real, buddy. Someone may have told you that, but that's not real. You've never seen that. You've never experienced. You've never fought somebody and killed somebody before.
no, but
It's
that's
not
what I
real.
was trying to do. That's what I've been trying to do. That's the difference,
Yeah, well,
is,
that's wrong, man. That's the wrong. No, someone is putting the wrong thing in your head, and that's carrying on. If that's what's going on, someone's just twisting your mind in that way. Nobody.
well,
There may be some places in the world where people feel like they have to live like that, but none of that is none of that's real, man. That's something that is, dude, you could just leave and never experience that again if that's what's going on where you're at. If that's what's going on, it is in such a tiny little section of it that's not even like reality. But people are
I
telling you,
get what
don't
you're
get me
saying.
wrong. I'm not saying that you're like that whatever's going on inside of you obviously is going on inside of you. Someone's putting this stuff inside of you, whether it be family around you, television, the media, I mean, I couldn't tell you whatever you got going on around you there. But that, whatever you think that war is that's going on around you, that is a war that's going on in people's heads. Now, protect yourself. I'm not saying don't protect yourself. I know there's bad people out there, and times bad people are going to come and try and do bad things to you. But you're making it seem like you're in a war zone.
No, that's what people don't understand. I'm not in a war zone, but that Oklahoma is what they don't understand is that get hired, and they've also I met a cop that said this, a retired cop. He was like, yeah, they are not. They try to help as much as they can, but do not expect all of them to be there because there's still a handful of cops that are in the red zone, and they get away with it because they have the judges on their side and they have the state on their side, and they love to abuse that authority. And I've seen it in front of me when I was a kid. So I've
And what did
seen
that
it
look like?
and I've heard news from it.
Well, you say you've
Huh?
seen it. What did you see that you're talking about?
You're cutting out.
I was just saying, you said you've seen something. What did you see? What are you talking about that you saw?
So I was little. It wasn't anything big, but later on we figured out what it was. We were in some other town driving by, and my mother was driving us around. I was only like 8 years old, 9 years old. We hit a sign, stop sign, turn right, start heading towards the gas station to get a refill. On the way, cop comes up, pulls us over. He sits there for 30 minutes arguing with my mother saying that you wouldn't stop, I'm gonna give you a ticket. And he starts harassing her, saying that you did, and he kept going on with it until she said, "Pull up your camera." He went silent. He walked away, and turns out that this cop was not the only cop doing it. It was 50, the 20, 30 other cops, not 50, but 20 or 30 other cops are doing this because the county, one side of this town, was caught doing shady business, and they were having a shady chief that was getting funded by the state, by an unknown organization for the state that was doing this. They don't know what, so they shut the department down. But this isn't the only one that's been doing this, it's other towns as well. It's spreading across the states a little bit, but mainly towns, municipality cops to be exact. They're the worst ones to do it. And that's why your biggest friend most likely is going to be a sheriff, and the one that's most likely going to oppose you is a cop, a municipality cop. So I would rather be around a sheriff because they have more principles and they don't go under the same ruling as a municipality does.
But you realize that most people live their whole lives without dealing with police at all, right? Or very little.
Yeah, that depends on your area. I mean, most people don't have encounters with
No,
them,
it
but
doesn't depend on your
it,
area at all. It depends on the person. If you're a
I
criminal,
mean,
if you're a drug
my
addict,
mom,
if you're causing trouble, if you run the streets at night, if you drink and drive, if you fight people in the streets, those are the people who deal with police. Law abiding citizens who go about their day. Yeah, if you're doing something wrong, you get pulled over. Whatever happened to your mom and got pulled over there or whatever, I don't know. Doesn't even matter, right? And of course, there's going to be, dude, there's bad people out there. So you're going to have a police officer that is dealing with evil. As well, they're just humans, just like anybody else. But
yeah,
this whole thing where somebody's telling you there's this big conspiracy or there's this movement, dude, Ace, brother, they're just like spreading hate in your mind, dude. None of
there
that
is
stuff is
one
real.
there is one document that is the one thing that has changed my life ever since I read it, and that was, if you remember, it was called Operation Northwoods. The one document that changed not everyone's life because not many people read into it because they don't care about it. When I read into it and others read into it, they started to question everything. And then also about the sheriff's incident of Oklahoma, about can we trust our sheriffs from doing it? Because they also had an order back sometime in 2000s, like 2000, it was when Biden was in office or something, 2003, 2004, where they were ordered to go into people's homes or to knock on every door at every house to seize weapons, firearms, and explosives and knives to seize it from law-abiding citizens. That was one from 2003, but Operation Northwoods was a operation where this isn't cops now, this is federal, where the federal government planned to attack its own people, blame Cuba and Russia, nuke its own cities, kill millions of people to get a personal profit from it. This was signed while Kennedy was in office, and Kennedy shut it down, but before he can shut it down, 200 people lost their lives from a income that a branch and a couple of congressmen wanted. Now they don't ever say which congressman, but they just say a group of congressmen.
And so, how does that affect you, Ace?
It, so this is how I see it. It affects how I can trust the police, how I can trust the state. I don't trust them with my security at all. I don't trust that they will protect me. I don't trust that they're going to save me. I believe more that they're more likely going to shoot at me and hurt me than actually job and actually be there. It's more, and a lot of other people believe that as well. They're more likely They believe that. Now, is it true? No, but the situations that go on, they believe it more, and like I do, I believe it more and more and more to the point to where I just see it as if like I don't see them as enemies, but I don't trust them. I can't trust you. There's something I if you're a cop, that's okay, but you stay over with your buddies and I'll stay over with mine. And if you look at the police training, their training and equipment is not like normal civilians because they're supposed to be equal like a civilian, right? Officers are supposed to be like a civilian because they're just hired police to protect the people, peace officers. Well, they go through military like training and military like oaths, like as if they were in the army.
Okay, is that it though? They go through training as if they're in the army. Yeah, they're dealing with war on the streets.
Well, like it's not shooter training we're talking about. We're not talking like normal shooter or hostage rescue. We're talking like military tactics, invasions. Where some of them are trained in that. And yeah, you have to learn that as an officer, like CQC reasoning. But when it comes down to their equipment, they have full autos, they have grenades, they have these capabilities that they can get a hold of. They just don't
No,
have it in their vehicle on them because it would
but what is that?
disturb the
What are
populace.
you getting at though? What are you saying by that? Yeah, they have weapons. What does that
It's
matter?
not the weapons. It's not the weapons. It's what what they would do if because they know that they have the authority and they know that they have the power to. If someone wanted to take it and wanted to be hungry with it, and this has happened before back in the 1880s, I do believe it was, where the government got hungry and they got upset that people were protesting, so they walked up with their military or um, guards and shot and killed innocents. And this is where I, I'm big in
Where are you
history,
talking?
so I
What are you
look into a
talking
lot.
about? What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, throughout history, if you look through the whole American history, and if you add it up to your own way and see how it kind of adds up, you will kind of see that, yes, America's a great country. Yes, there's great people and there's great cops. But those great things those great things that are here can immediately snap against you. And it's happened by many. Many people have been like innocent people have been just dead in the street, and the federal agent or the sheriff, like the sheriff in California, scot free, walked away, even though it was an innocent person. It's normal in these bigger city areas, and it's just getting worse. And I've noticed it because I look into it and I look into it more and more, and it's just getting worse and worse.
Yeah, I don't know, buddy. I think you're worried about
I'm
a
not trying
whole
to
lot of stuff that isn't real, man.
I'm not trying to
Even if
offend no
that
one. I'm
stuff
not
is
trying to
going
scare
on,
no
who
one.
cares about that? Ain't nobody offended or scared. But who cares about any of that?
But
How can you be free if you're worried about all that stuff?
I'm not worried and I'm not trying to scare anyone. I'm saying you don't need to worry, but you need to be prepared of the situation. Just be aware that
Prepared for
the
what?
situation, many scenarios, there's so many scenarios you need to prepare for. I
Right.
mean,
So
like,
you then
mm,
you couldn't prepare. You no, that's insane, Ace. Somebody has told you the wrong thing, brother. If you're saying that you have to prepare for everything, but there's so many scenarios you can't prepare for them, then that doesn't work, man. You can't have both. There's
well,
nothing to prepare.
I'm not,
You're preparing for something that isn't real.
I'm not saying prepare for everything. I'm saying prepare for the most likely events, especially with where you are. Like if you're in Florida, prepare for hurricanes and also prepare for an old grandma about to shoot you because she's got dementia. I mean, that's pretty bad in Florida. And if you're in, let's say California, be prepared for fires and
But
natural
you know
fires.
what? I mean, that's fine. But I can tell you that there's probably thousands, if not tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who live in Florida who don't prepare for hurricanes and they make it through hurricanes just fine.
Yeah,
What do you think about that?
that's happened. That happens a lot, but also I'm not saying be prepared as in be scared and prepare. I'm saying be prepared to help your chances and help the people around you more likely.
But do you
So that,
understand that you're saying be prepared for a hurricane, but I'm telling you that there's people who aren't prepared for a hurricane and they both make it through the hurricane just fine. And so, what was the point of being prepared if you can make it without being prepared?
I mean, it's like tornadoes here. Okay, I'm used to hearing tornado warnings, and I usually just sleep through. Now I have people that drag, like my mother and father, they'll drag me out of bed to go to a safe area. Like, get up, you're not gonna sleep here. Tornadoes, I don't care. I don't care about a tornado, but we still have preparations for them because they are. If this scenario does happen, where it gets to the point where it's that bad, then we have the precautions to take care of it. And yes, a lot of people have been through hurricanes, and a lot of people have been through wildfires and
Hmm.
um, tornadoes, but there's also a lot that have died from them as well. And the whole purpose of preparing is to make sure that if it's a just in case scenario, like if you need it at the moment, it's not a, it's like a mindset of this could happen, so I'm just going to have this just in case. There's more likely, this is more likely going to happen here. Like I'm not going to have no boat if my area is more likely to flood. I'm going to have a boat because my area is going to flood most likely. And
Why? Why
Oklahoma,
not
you
just
get
learn how to
tornadoes.
swim?
Are you an athlete swimmer?
I mean, I can read between the lines on whether I'm going to need to swim out of a 100-mile flood or whether I can get out ahead of time.
I ain't swimming no 100 miles. I'll drown before I hit even 10 miles, I do believe.
Well,
I
nobody
ain't
has to
doing
do
that.
that. That's what I'm saying. So none of that's real. We're just sitting here. You're coming up with every scenario that isn't real, and I'm just telling you that you can prepare all you want, and none of that stuff is real. The only thing that's real is something that happens, and then you'll deal with it then. But if a tornado comes, you could have a tornado shelter or you could not have a tornado shelter. There's a chance of going both ways, but I promise you, a lot of people who didn't prepare for tornadoes at all, they're still here alive, no problem.
Well,
And
Lucas,
there's
it's
people
like
that
you
have
used.
prepared for tornadoes and they've got sucked up in a tornado. It's not like preparing fixes something or does something. It's all inside of our heads. It may make you
It's like,
feel more comfortable. There's a comfortability that you may get from it, but even that's not real because you're going to be protecting yourself from a tornado, and then some gang member is going to come onto your property because you weren't patrolling because of the tornado, and then he's going to shoot you.
well, this is the same thing with what you're saying about your, you have firearms for self-defense. You don't know if you're going to need it. You still have it though, just in case. You still have something to defend yourself just in case. Just same thing with
Yeah,
food
and
stocks.
and it's all fake. I've never had to use them to defend myself. It was all fake.
Exactly.
Perfect
It's just the
example.
thing where,
It's not even real. It's something that
yeah,
someone
and
tricked you into believing that you were going to have to do this or deal with this, or and then that never even happened. Not even real, man.
I'm I'm still happy I learned all the survival skills and stuff I learned because if it ever does happen, oh, I have the skills to. That's the good thing
Steven, what's
about it
going
is,
on?
hey, but yeah, I'm happy with the stuff I've learned, and even though it sounds to a lot of people barbaric or crazy, I'm happy I got the skills I have, and I'm happy I was able to learn what I did because medical is needed in a lot of areas. I've learned a little bit of basic medical. If I needed to tourniquet something, if I needed the gauze, chest seal, if I needed to nasal airway. I know how to do it.
WPS makes a great point. All the survival skills in the world can't save you from Satan.
True. That is very true. That is a very true point.
And of course, you're
But
going to
that
come up, there may be something in your life that you have to deal with in that way. But I can tell you 99% of what's going on inside your head, whatever, whether it be the people or the natural disasters or whatever's going on, man, it's just thought. It's not even real, man. The only thing real is what's going on in the present. You could do
yeah.
woulda, shoulda, what ifs all day long, man. You can
Well,
have
yeah, that
stockpiles of food. You can have every firearm in the world. You can have tornado shelters. You can have houses built for hurricanes. You can have houses built for earthquakes. And you can still step in a hole and fall and hit your head and die. You just can't prevent
yeah.
everything. And if you spend your whole life preventing, you'll never even live, man. How are you going to experience life when, if you're worried about if you have to go and patrol your property, how are you going to experience just relaxing and enjoying the evening?
It's like I said, the normal. And to me, what I do is relaxing in a way. I mean, it's nice to know that in a way I am my own defense. I am my own security. In a way, it's nice to know that
Yeah, but you're not
I have.
defending. No, you should be defending yourself from thoughts. Is what you need to be doing.
Oh, I have. I'm not holding myself down anymore. I mean, compared to what I used to think, I'm not holding myself down anymore. I'm working on myself, building up.
It's just that
Now, I do.
what you're doing with this stuff is it's fine to see what's going on in the world. And like you said, you get a gun to protect yourself. I get it, right? You live in a place where there's tornadoes, so you have a tornado shelter. But then you do that and you never think about it again. There's nothing else to think about. You don't go out and you know how to get into your tornado shelter. You know that if a tornado comes, you run straight out there and get into it. There's nothing else to think about it. It's done. Like that's it. Just like with your
It,
house, you got your self defense or whatever. There's nothing else to think about. If somebody's going to come and their intention is to hurt you, it's like there's you're not going to be able to prevent every single thing. You can't know what all is all around at all times. You'll be watching one side of the fence, they're going to come out of the other side of the fence. If that's what's going to get you, it's going to get you. You just got to let go of the thoughts so that way you can stay present, because that's actually the way to protect yourself. Be present. That way you're aware of everything going on around you all the time. Not lost in, oh, what if over here, or this might happen over here, because then you're thinking about what'll happen over there, and then boom, something hits you from the back. You weren't even paying attention to what's going on right now in the present. I'm not saying don't plan a little bit, like, of course, make sure you live in an earthquake area, man, be ready for if an earthquake comes. But then once you're ready for it, there's nothing else to do after that. It's done. It's over with. You're ready for it. After that, be present so that way you can see it coming. Be present when you're on your property. Be present. If there's no reason to patrol the property, which is what the rest of your family is seeing, because you're already telling me that they're not worried about it now. They're not worried about the threat. They've seen, they go out, they've assessed it. Okay, there's not a imminent threat. You'll go out and you'll spend, trust me, because I've done this. This is part of paranoia from the drug world. But you can stare out the window 24/7, night and day. That don't mean the police are going to show up at your house, man. Trust me, I did it. I stared out the windows. I watched every second, and the police never showed up, man. And I knew they were coming, and I knew they were going to show up, and I knew that they were going to bust me, and I knew that they were going to take me to jail, and they never showed up. But I still sat there out that window. I sat there and looked out of a window hours on end, 5 hours, 7 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours. I can't even remember how many hours I watched out that window. And it never happened. It was never real. It was all just in my head. But the possibility was real. I was selling drugs. I was dealing drugs. It was very real possibility the police were going to show up. And so I wrapped my whole, but instead of enjoying my drug usage and, having a good time with it, I sat there staring out a window.
Yeah,
Yep.
I see that.
WPS
That
WPS gets what I'm saying. And it's the same thing. It's that you're living in a moment that's not even that's not there. And I'm not saying don't be unaware. I mean, but like I said, you can get lost in thought and then you won't be ready to protect yourself.
Oh, hi, cockroach. Yeah, I get
So
what you mean.
stay present, stay vigilant, but don't worry, stop sweating the little stuff so much. There's not a world out there coming to like attack your property. And even if it is, like, you don't want to have to be the one that deals with that, Ace. I know it seems like you do, but once you do have to deal with it, you're going to realize that wasn't a good thing.
Yeah,
Especially
I
if it
already
could have
know.
been avoided. If someone comes in and you take someone's life, and then will it ever get out of your head that maybe you didn't have to do that? That maybe they would have turned around and ran, or maybe that they would have changed their mind, or maybe they weren't going to hurt. But because you're so vigilant, as soon as someone steps foot on there, you're already primed and ready that this terrible thing is happening in this world. And tragedy comes from that, brother. Not good.
Yeah,
Good doesn't come from that because there's too much worry in that moment. And it sounds like
I
you have
know.
a lot of people around you that are putting that into your head, like, you know, like what you said, like with the people bringing you with the guns and with this. Now, I love guns. I'm an advocate for guns. I think the more you know, the safer they are. And so I think that it's great to get a knowledge. But you don't want to have to rely on that, like this gun knowledge is going to give you something great. If you want to do the best thing, if you really want to help yourself, go and take a training course. Go and take a firearm safety course. Go and take a um if you can take like some type of a police training course. If you want to
You mean
understand what
Cleat?
the police have to go through, you need to do what the police do. You're making
You mean
assumptions and you have no idea what the police go through.
you
Not a
mean
clue.
Cleat?
I don't know what
You're talking
that
about
is.
Cleat.
I don't
Cleat
know what that
is
is.
so in the state of Oklahoma, Cleat training is required for all police. It's a training that you go through. Well, not all, but sheriffs, I do believe, require it, but some municipalities don't. Some do, where you go through a course that teaches you how to use a firearm and how to um, dismantle your firearm and safety and basic law. And it's training for basic officers, pretty much, how to become an
Well,
officer.
gun safety course
And
trains all that. That's separate from what I was talking about. I did say that.
oh,
Take a gun safety
that's
course, learn how to use firearms. Like that's
but
separate. Now what I'm talking about is real time. They put you in a virtual reality machine and you're going to
that's what
go
Cleat
in and you're
does.
going to do real time activities. It's not they're not worried about your training, but they're not training you. You're not trying to be a police officer. You're going for the experience. You're just paying for the course. Whatever it is, just pay for the course and go to it. If you want to understand what they go through, then put yourself through that and go and take the course and get a deeper understanding. Otherwise, you'll never, ever, ever, I promise you, there's no way you can understand what police go through if you don't go through that training to understand it.
So
If you don't go through that course, you just won't get it because things happen so instantly in there and it's such a real moment. It just gives you, it humbles you. It lets you understand that these people are human. They're making decisions in a split second. People's lives are depending on not only the people that they're protecting, the civilians, but also their fellow officers. All these lives are in their hands and they have to make all these split second decisions. And if they make one wrong decision, someone's dead, man.
yeah, that's
And
what Cleat
all that
does,
weight is
and
on their shoulders.
yeah, that's what Cleat teaches you. It teaches you all that, and I know that. I mean, here's the thing,
But you're
Lucas. That
Go
sorry,
ahead.
you go.
Sorry. No, 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 it's
Yeah,
okay.
I was just saying, like, I know how miserable it is. I've never done it, but I've met people that have. It's miserable. It's a horrible thing to do, but it's better to have that skill when needed. It's something that you will remember every minute, every second when you wake up. You will
Yeah.
sleep and remember it. It's
There's
something
nothing
that you can
horrible
never
about it.
let
I mean,
go.
I don't know if you're just talking about the class. I don't have that. The class was
No,
absolutely
I'm talking
amazing.
about the actually
The
having
actual
to use
experience,
that.
well, yeah, of
Yeah,
course. I mean, that's part of being a police officer. That's why you should humble yourself and stop saying things like, "Oh, that there's all these bad cops." Of course, there's just evil in the world, Ace. It doesn't represent the police at all. There's just evil. That's the same thing that's going on in the church. The same thing that's going on in schools. The same thing that's going on in every man, every woman, everywhere. There's just evil in the world. And so that's going to bleed over into policing. But there's also good. And so you must understand that. And so, like, when you were talking about, oh, well, my mom got pulled over and this cop was so hard on her, bro, that cop might have just cleaned up some fucking child off the ground that's dead. I mean, we don't have any idea what police go through. And then we just are like, well, he didn't treat, like, that's just a whole mentality that needs to stop all over the world completely. Well, at least in the United States. I don't know about the world police, and I'm sure it's the same everywhere with this type of disrespect that we have. People don't even understand, and they don't understand the pressure that an officer goes through in that moment. I mean,
it's
if
very
I know that
yeah,
in that I was just able to see that those split second decisions were costing lives. I was having to, shoot people because I wasn't, I there's always a way that you can um, disarm the situation without someone getting killed. There's always a way that you can come to that resolution. But I couldn't figure it out. Every single time I had to kill somebody, every single scenario. And I don't know, it wasn't that many. It was like 8 scenarios that I went through. But every single time someone lost their life. And every single time there was an opportunity that that didn't have to happen. But we're relying on these officers to be able to do that in the moment, go through that, and then also come out and be decent to you when with who knows what they're dealing with, and then be normal human beings, deal with their wives, their children, their lives, evil thoughts, everything else that we're dealing with too on top of it, man, is like so crazy. And not just police, but like firefighters too. My wife's brother was a firefighter for a long time, and you guys, nobody understands the trauma that these guys go through with cleaning up accidents and fatality. And just, I mean, it's absolutely brutal and gruesome, and with the things that they have to overcome and the thoughts and live with, and seeing that the people that they've known, they know them in the town, and then they have to watch them die. They're dying in their arms and these things. You guys, shoot, man, you just don't get it. A
yeah.
lot of people don't get it. And if we don't talk about
I've
this
met
stuff, some people won't get it. They'll never understand it because they see what like the media or somebody tells them, and they're like, oh, man with badge bad. All because of one bad
yeah,
apple or one bad seed somewhere. It's gonna happen. Evil's in the world.
yeah. I mean, firefighters get through it the worst more than cops, and I mean, yeah, because they have to deal with the most accidents. They see the most of it more than cops do usually here. And I agree that I've almost all of the people I know, well, not almost all, but a couple of people I know, they've seen dead people. They've seen corpses. They've seen horrible things. And they said that some of the things you're going to do, they looked at me and said, Ace, some of the things you're going to do in the future is going to stay and scar in your head, and you're never going to unsee it again. And I said, I know. And it's something that they all say, everyone knows it here, you're going to be scarred for life. In any
Yeah, you're gonna be a
medical,
real Haley Joe Osment.
I have no idea who Joe's Osmond is. Who's
Haley
that?
Haley Joe Haley Joe Osment.
Who would that be?
Someone will get it. He sees dead people from the Sixth Sense. He's the actor in it. He's the kid that sees the dead people. And so when you were saying I see dead
Well,
people, that
I got a
was
call. I gotta head out. I'll see you later.
all right, buddy. Yep, no worries. He's out of here, you guys. All I can say is what the nah. He's just getting some bad intel. That's all. Yeah, there's some bad intel going on there, WPS. It's all good, man. That's what we're here for. We're here to help. But I just, we got to get deeper with these conversations so that way we can start to have these understandings because I didn't know how deep this is going with Ace out there. But yeah, and I agree. It can be dangerous. This type of mentality can be just as dangerous as the criminal mentality, as any mentality. It's another, you know, where they're at war when there's no war going on. So but I do understand we have to protect ourselves, and so Ace does make a point with that. That if you don't have something to protect yourself, you're just a sitting duck. So there's something to be said about that. But there's just and you guys see it. There's just you can take it too far. Some stuff you just can go too far, and then you get into that whole blurred world of you know that what I'm talking about, which is the not reality that we end up living. Yeah. It does go deep with him. But I think it's not it's he can overcome it because he's still young. The only reason it goes so deep is just because that's all he's known so far. I was surprised to hear that his mom and dad are still in the house. I mean, I was I didn't think that that was how it was going to be. So, he's got some hope. Number one thing, he's got to face them and forgive his parents. That way he can start overcoming and dealing with the spirit that's inside of him. And then too, maybe that'll give him the ability to get away from there, man. I just there he is. I'll be back, but I can't go. Unfortunately, I'm working on stuff. No, it's fine, Ace. You're good, brother. I'm just gonna talk about you for a little bit. No worries. Yep. Yeah, Ace. Just keep working on yourself, man. You need to go and forgive your mom and dad face to face. Forgive them for putting this spirit that's inside of you right now. So that way you can break free from it and then maybe get away from there and go start doing your own thing. Also, you just click my bio. It's on the. It might even be in the link below, but it's on the screen of my bio. Aussie, like when you go to uh, a life of truth, my main page there. It should have a little blue Discord link. It should say Discord and one more link, and you just click on that, and that should take you right to the Habitual Overcomers Discord. And then once you're in here, tell me what your name is in the Discord, and then I'll add you to the call list so that way you can just jump in the call whenever you want. Oh, wait, it said expired? Hold on. That's not right. Hold up. Wait. Someone changed it probably. That happens occasionally. Let me go and check the. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. Yep, here it is. Ah, I don't know who keeps changing it. Okay. All right, let me put the new link in, and then it should be good. Yeah, someone changed it to expires in 30 days. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to talk to Keith. Maybe they're doing that for a reason. I'll figure it out. But until then, let me just go in and change the link. Think I can do that. Does this work, you guys? Here. Oh, here we go. Customize. channel. Put the new link in. It did not change. So not letting me save it though. All right. Now give it a whirl. I'll see and tell me what happens, if you don't mind. Should be good now. There we go. It should be good now. I should have went and changed it. If you reload it, should be a new Discord link. If it doesn't work, I'll get it figured out and we'll have it right tomorrow. Might need Keith to go in there and fix it. Sorry guys, I wish I was a little more computer savvy so I could do more stuff like that. I'm trying to learn. Just like with this, I've learned a lot, but some of this stuff is just still a little beyond my understanding. So I really don't understand why it keeps changing. I keep putting the link to forever, and then I go back and the link is reset to 30 days. But like I said, maybe something's going in because like I said, Keith and his wife they run this Discord for me, and so maybe they know something that I'm not aware of, or maybe I'm doing something wrong, or who knows. But when Keith comes in, we'll talk to him about it, and we'll see. All right. All right, guys. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go get some rest. I had a great night with Ace, though, man. Stuff got deep. We learned so much. We're starting to really figure Ace out. He's a hard nut to crack. That one, but we're getting there. We're getting through. We're peeling back the layers of the onion called Ace. I'm in there, but clueless. Nice, Aussie. Amazing. Here, well, I'm gonna give you the. Let's see. I'm gonna add you to the call, so that way when I go live, I'll invite you. Now it's up to you whether you come into the call or not, Aussie. You're not obligated at all, and don't think that just because I invite you have to even say anything about it. If you don't want to come, you just don't come. But you'll have the opportunity. You'll be able to come in. You'll be able to talk in person, or just sit in there and listen. Or like I said, don't come at all. It's all good. But at least now you have the opportunity. You can be here. We can talk on more personal level off the stream, and get a little deeper that way if you want to. And like I told you before, my wife and we're still trying to get that scheduled. Now that you're in here, we can try and get something together for the ladies. And I would like to make that at least a once a month kind of situation for the gals. I would like to make it a place where ladies could come in and have that and maybe feel a little bit more comfortable. And hopefully it would grow more than that, but at least get it on a once a month basis where it's just for you gals. I'm not even going to be a part of it. Like I said, my wife, you guys just being able to talk and being able to, do girl talk, but fellowship. I think, sometimes women have a harder time finding that. Like I see a lot of these rooms, it's a lot of guys talking, but not near as many women. So that's what we want to try and make here. So let's see. Let me add you in here. Okay, yeah. This is where I'm talking about. Man, I am just dumb when it comes to this stuff. Oh, there you are. Okay, yeah. Oh. Okay, so now you're added. You might have got an invite, but like I said, you don't have to join tonight because I'm gonna wrap this up anyway. Unless you want to. If you want to come in and say hi, though, I'd be willing to stick around for you for sure. But like I said, don't feel obligated. And yeah, all that. Nice. Yeah, you're in now. Gotcha. Yep. Get you in there. And like I said, I don't know if you're busy tomorrow or whatever, but maybe later or something before I go on stream, I'll message you and like I said, we just get together and hang out. I can kind of get you through some of that stuff and have a little talk besides just on the stream. So yeah, cool. Nice. Amazing. Well, that's awesome, Jay. That is absolutely awesome though. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. I mean, already just from the chat, you're such a big part of this, fellowship and the channel. So it's going to be really cool. I can't wait to talk to you in person. It's been a long time coming. And WPS too. You need to get in here as well. You're very welcome, Jay. Absolutely amazing. Steven been in here. He knows. Get in here and come in fellowship with us, you guys. We don't have to be all serious, Bible thumping either, man. If you guys want, though, we can do that too. You guys know we're willing to go all ways here, man. Yep, I feel the same, Jay. It's amazing. So we've got a real bond, a real kinship going here. So I want us to keep it going and keep it growing. Amazing, you guys. All right, cool. Well, I'm out of here. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks, Connoisseur, for the gifted memberships. I know we didn't get Soja, but we'll get him. We'll get some more. So yeah, you guys, you know what? If you want, sometime you guys don't forget to, donate to the channel if you guys get to. I know I don't ask a lot from you guys, but I mean, you guys' donations is what keeps us going. So God will take care of us. So, only do it if you can. I understand, but we do appreciate it always. So, you guys have a great night. Appreciate each and every one of you. Much love. Peace.